offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, Jonesboro. How are you today? Today is Tuesday, November the 15th, 2016. Thank you for tuning in to Community Conversations. You can watch us live on Facebook and YouTube, or tune in to 102.5 FM, or download the mobile app for Apple and Android. Okay, we're going to go and get started. I have two special guests with me today, Miss Rachel Guerin. And Miss Sarah Harlow.
Yes, ma'am, that's me.
And they're both from the March of Dimes, which I love this organization. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
I know you have so much wonderful information to share, so we're going to get right into it. But first, I would like Miss Rachel and Miss Sarah to give a little background about yourself. Tell the people who you are and what role you play with March of Dimes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll start. My name's Rachel Guerin, and I'm the Executive Director of the March of Dimes for Northeast and Central Arkansas.
Okay.
So I get to work with amazing people across all Northeast and Central Arkansas, and actually Southern Arkansas as well.
Wow.
And my primary role is fundraising. We put on fundraising events all over the area, and then also managing and trying to figure out ways to lower our preterm birth right here locally. And so I have a team here in Jonesboro, and Sarah's part of that team, and I have a team in Central Arkansas, and I'm born and raised right here in Jonesboro. I love this community.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, so I work with Rachel here in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas primarily. I am a development specialist, so I get to work with a lot of our smaller communities. I'm the staff lead for the March for Babies event in North Central Arkansas, and I also work with a lot of our schools in this area. So I work with our Chain Reaction Youth Council, which is made up of high school students from across Northeast Arkansas, as well as many FBLA chapters across the region and schools directly.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you stay pretty busy. Both of you.
Yes, absolutely.
We stay very busy. And I must say I've been blessed to have volunteered with March of Dimes. It's been about 10 years or so ago, but I need to get back in the group.
Yes, you do.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure you can find somewhere to fit in.
Yes, we could plug you in. No worries.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the wonderful events and other programs. As many people know, you all just had the annual chef's auction. Oh my goodness. If you've never been to a chef's auction, you're missing a treat. So tell us about that.
It is so much fun. Yes, it's an annual event, and we just had it last week, but no worries. It'll be back around in 2017 if you want to start planning to come then. It's a room full of local chefs that bring their amazing food for us to sample, and everyone votes for their favorite chef, and we have a little live and silent auction that goes with that. We have about 300 and something people in that room. It's really busy and fun. This year we raised over $70,000. So that money goes right into the community to help us have healthier babies and healthier pregnancies, maternal and child health. And so we're so excited. And like I said, that's held every November. If you want to get involved next year, let us know. You can go to marchofdimes.org, or you can go to our Facebook page, March of Dimes Arkansas on Facebook, and we keep all of the local events updated there.
Okay, thank you. And so what was the theme for this year?
It was all about local chefs and about healthy babies. So we really brought it to a local theme and made sure every chef that was in the room was from right here in Northeast Arkansas. It was a blast.
Oh, wow. I would say I really enjoyed the auctioneer. It was my first time ever hearing an auctioneer in person, and it was really wonderful. So I'm looking forward to next year. I'm going to mark my calendar.
It is something. And we also have our flagship event, if you will, in the spring called March for Babies.
Okay.
It's coming up April the 29th, and that's the one for Northeast Arkansas. It'll be held in downtown Jonesboro.
Okay.
We're so excited about this event. We have over 50 organizations that come out with their teams that rally behind all of these families that have been impacted by our mission. And they get to walk to honor, remember, and celebrate the preemies in their lives. It's also a day of for remembrance of the babies that we've lost.
Okay.
It's a very special day. A lot of fun, family friendly. We have bounce houses and face painting and hula hoops and bubbles, and some hot dogs are thrown in there. It is so much fun. And we have a lot of the student organizations, the Alpha Phi Alphas get involved, and they come out there and help us. It is a fun day. You do not need to miss it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Our March for Babies event is really the event where the entire community can come together to celebrate those babies who have graduated from our NICU right here in Jonesboro at St. Bernard's, and also to remember those that have been lost. But Chef's Auction, like Miss Rachel said, you do kind of have limitations. We're filling up a ballroom, so there's only so many people we can fit. But hey, when we're downtown Jonesboro, we want as many people as possible.
Right.
So have the entire Northeast Arkansas community come out and celebrate with us and just have a great time for babies.
I've had the opportunity to attend one of these events, and I've gotten to see some of the beforehand work, the logistics behind the whole event. I am truly amazed at the energy, the passion, everything that goes into putting this event together, because you want to make sure the families feel loved and welcomed and just really appreciated during that time, because it's a hard time to think about having a premature baby. And we're going to definitely get into statistics and other things concerning that, and why people should support the March of Dimes, why it's important for this organization to be around to assist those families. So let's get into some of those statistics and other important things that people need to know.
Okay, you're absolutely right. Right here in our community, the statistic is 1 in 10. So that means if you look at a group of 10 people that statistically speaking, one of them has had a preterm baby or has been affected by preterm birth. And an even more staggering statistic is that we're losing 5 to 6 babies a week in Arkansas before their first birthday. So this is impacting a lot of our families locally. And you're absolutely right. That day is logistically put together to really honor those families, because if you've had a healthy pregnancy and you've gotten to take your baby home the day after it's born, then everyone's healthy, everyone's happy. That's how a pregnancy is supposed to go, right?
Yes.
That's normal. But with our family, sometimes they're in the hospital for months. Sometimes they're in the hospital for an entire year with their baby. If they're born too soon, their lungs are not developed. And these are mamas that have sometimes have done everything right in their pregnancy. They've been healthy. They've eaten correctly. They're not smoking. Their stress is low, and they're still having babies that are born too soon. And among our African American population, African American women are 46% more likely to have a preterm baby.
Why is that?
Well, there's a number of factors.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of different factors, and that's what we're researching currently. Okay. So the March of Dimes, of course, I'm sure you're familiar with the history, but a lot of people may not be.
Yeah.
We were originally founded in 1938 to combat polio, the polio epidemic. And so from our very beginning, we've been a research-based foundation, and today we're continuing that on. So we actually have 5 prematurity research centers across the U.S. that are focused on an interdisciplinary focus on trying to figure out what is causing prematurity. Because like Miss Rachel said, it's actually 76% of prematurity or premature births are spontaneous. We have no idea what the cause behind it is. So there is a ton of research, and that's where a large portion of our fundraising dollars are going back into, is to fund that research to understand what's happening and what we can do to prevent it in the future.
So we do know a few of the risk factors.
Okay.
And some of those, of course, are smoking. And unfortunately, in Arkansas, there are a lot of women that are of childbearing age that are smoking.
Yes.
A lot of women. And so that's something that we need to stop. Also, prenatal care. You wouldn't think that women would wait until they were going into labor to go see a doctor, but that happens a lot. Just talking to our local doctors, we have people that walk into the hospital for the first time during their pregnancy in labor.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, exactly. So just seeking the prenatal care that you need. If you're a woman of childbearing age, make sure that you're taking your prenatal vitamins and your folic folic acid. We know that these things help diminish preterm birth and also birth defects.
Okay.
And so also, making sure that you're not drinking or, using any type of alcohol while you're pregnant. And then also just maintaining a healthy weight and lifestyle can really help diminish those preterm chances as well. But like Sarah said, there's so many women that are having preterm babies that are doing everything right as well. So there's still a lot of work that we need to do.
You mentioned about some people, the first time they ever get seen by doctors when they're in labor. I've known some people that they use the ER as their source of also seeing a doctor. They wait till they have some extreme pain or discomfort throughout their pregnancy and just go to the ER, and that's not good for them or the baby.
Right. As soon as you find out you're pregnant, we understand that it's hard to get to the doctor. It's expensive to go to the doctor, but there are programs available, for you and your baby, and just try and research those programs. If you need help, give us a call and we can probably research them for you. We want to get everyone into the doctor as soon as they're pregnant because the doctor can help find things. If you have high blood pressure, they can make sure if you have a mild case of preeclampsia to make sure that we put the provisions in place so that it doesn't get worse. But yeah, absolutely. Make sure whenever you're pregnant, go and see a doctor however you can. And there are options out there for you.
Okay. All right, so what are some other things that you all are doing as an agency to help spread the word about premature births, prevention, and then aftercare?
Okay. You want to talk about World Prematurity Day?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some great things coming up right now. The entire month of November is actually Prematurity Awareness Month. So sport your purple, go out there and woo babies. And then actually coming up this Thursday on the 17th is World Prematurity Day. So around the world, we're going to be lighting up monuments, buildings, turning everything that we can possibly purple to raise prematurity awareness so that folks realize that premature birth is actually the #1 killer of babies and kids ages 5 and under. So this is a big deal. This isn't just affecting kids here in the United States. This is a worldwide epidemic. Over 1 million babies are lost every single year due to prematurity. It's the #1 killer of babies. And here in Arkansas, like Miss Rachel said, 1 in 10 are being born premature. And that's a statistic that unfortunately has actually crept up a little bit here in the last year. We were doing a great job of getting that number down, and now it's creeping back up. So we know that there's still a lot more work to be done, and raising awareness is going to be one of those key factors.
Do you think that age also can play a part in adding to the statistics of having a premature birth?
Absolutely. There's, like we said before, there's so many different factors,
Okay.
but age, like Rachel said, obesity, smoking, drug use, there's so many factors that we
Okay.
know, but there's still so many out there that we don't know.
Yeah, and the younger you are, the higher risk you are to have a preterm baby. The older you are, the higher risk.
Okay.
There's kind of that sweet spot, right?
Okay.
And we know that, in the medical field, that kind of area where it's best to have a baby. Not that you can't have a healthy baby when you're much younger or much older, but we have seen it increase on both spectrums. So yes, that plays a vital role in prematurity. Also birth spacing. So we hear about mamas that have babies immediately after having one. The March of Dimes says at least
2 years.
2 years between the babies to reduce that risk.
I mean, I'm a parent. I only have one, but I can imagine having one back to back. And yeah, just the stress alone of raising one, you need to space yourself just so you can be prepared to deal with it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about Prematurity Awareness Month, and so I just want to encourage everyone out there, get some purple, any shape, form, or fashion, purple. Show the world that you recognize and you honor premature births, or you honor moms that have, or families, I should say, families that have had to deal with this, and learn as much as you can about the risk factors and try to reduce those if you are in the age range that you are looking to get pregnant. So,
Yes, and you have children?
I have a 19-year-old son.
Okay, when your 19-year-old son was in high school, what kind of grades did you expect from him?
I expected B's and at least C's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew my child, so straight A's wasn't going to be that, but at least B's and C's.
But a D wasn't okay.
No.
No, that a D is what we have right now on our prematurity report card for Arkansas. We have a big, fat, ugly D on our report card.
Arkansas, we got to do better.
We have to do
Amen.
better, exactly. And there's so many different things that we're doing to make that better, and we encourage everyone to join us in changing that statistic, because I am not okay with a D.
No.
I would much rather an A on this report card, especially. But another program I wanted to mention really quick is with the Zeta Dove Foundation. You mentioned education.
Okay.
For educational purposes, it's basically a Stork's Nest program, and it's a group prenatal program that operates on incentivizing women to ensure they have access to prenatal education and information. So basically what happens is they go to these educational prenatal seminars, and at the end of the event, they collect what's called Stork's dollars, okay? So they get some Stork's money. Then at the end of the program, they're able to cash those Stork's dollars in for big ticket items like cribs.
Oh, wow.
And
Car
pack and
seats.
plays and car seats and big ticket items they may not have access to.
Okay.
So if you're someone that's interested in that, we are launching that in Northeast Arkansas in 2017, the first quarter of 2017. Like I said, you can reach out to us on Facebook. That's a great way to get a hold of us and a great way to get your hands on some World Prematurity Day, stuff to push on your Facebook as well. But if you want information on that, go there. But it's a fantastic way also to meet other moms, to get information on how to take care of yourself while you're pregnant, and get you some access to education as well.
Okay. So, I would definitely keep my eye out, and we would definitely promote that program once you get it up and going, and let people know how to get in touch with you. I think this is really, really wonderful. And then leading into that, you talked about classes, and tonight at St. Bernard's, and I'm sorry I don't know the room.
It's Stroud Hall.
At Stroud Hall, they're having their baby state.
Baby status tonight.
And so you are going to be in attendance.
We'll be there. We will be there. And we usually do a booth that has information about, preterm birth, kind of the signs of preterm birth. We'll be giving away a few goodies as well.
Okay.
So any information you want to know about preterm birth and the March of Dimes, we're there tonight. Baby State is an amazing program.
Absolutely.
They tell you how to put your car seat in your car. I know Jonesboro Police Department comes out. They teach you about safe sleep. So they'll have someone there talking about safe sleep and how to make sure we're combating SIDS on all levels.
Usually there's a breastfeeding specialist
Yes,
there as well.
breastfeeding.
And then, of course, you can get some nice purple swag for World Prematurity Day.
Yes.
Get you decked out.
We'll have that there. And then they also will give you a tour of their labor and delivery and NICU while you're there, and you'll get to meet some of their doctors. So it's a really cool program. We encourage everyone to come out.
I've had the opportunity to. I know one of the nurses involved, Miss Mabel.
Yes, Mabel. We love her. She's one of my favorite people in the whole world.
So I've known her for years, and then I got a chance to meet her through the program, and so it's a really, really wonderful thing. I think everyone pregnant and expecting, and just post delivery, please consider it.
Yes.
Alrighty, so let's go into some more exciting things you have going on. You talked about the prom fashion show, which is a little next year, but we still want to touch on that.
Yes, absolutely. So, yes, our annual prom fashion show is put on by my Chain Reaction Youth Council that I was mentioning earlier.
Sorry.
Oh, no, go
We're
ahead.
going to get ready to go to break, and I don't want you to run out of time.
Of course.
Talking about this. So, okay, you're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm sorry, my throat's a little scratchy. I'm speaking with Ms. Rachel Guerin and Sarah Harlow. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
Okay, please stay tuned. We are coming back shortly. We still have a lot of information to cover. We could talk about premature babies all day long.
Yes.
And we want you all out there listening and watching to really understand the importance of educating yourself on this topic. So please stay tuned. You listen to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Also, the phone lines are open 870-277-1080. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
What are the costs and rewards of sticking it out in your marriage? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Can't you do anything right? You're worthless. Or, no. You've heard any of those in your marriage? You have. And has dealt with similar issues. At the same time Lincoln was working to promote peace in America, he was struggling to keep peace in his marriage. His wife, Mary Todd, was reported to have grieved the president greatly with her cutting words and explosive temper. To learn about the costs and rewards Lincoln experienced in his marriage and how he persevered, go to my blog at markmerrill.com. Remember, your family first.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated presents Scholarship Fundraiser. Smoked turkeys and smoked turkey legs will be available. Proceeds will benefit scholarships and ACT testing for area students. Prepaid orders will be taken through October 26th through November 17th. Pickup or delivery is available. The pickup and delivery date will be September 19th. Ordering and other information is available via any member of the chapter or at KLEK 102.5 FM at 870-277-1080.
Whistle Stop Bistro and Catering, 5435 East Nettleton Avenue at the four-way stop between highways 351 and 463, serving Jonesboro for over 5 years with a motto of, we cater them all, large or small, offers catering and rental space for parties, churches, offices, and fundraisers for holidays and all occasions. They also offer a full breakfast and lunch menu, open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., 870-275-6239. Details at KLEKFM.org.
The Black Business Association of Northeast Arkansas presents the 2016 Business Expo, December 1st, 2016 at the Hilton Garden Inn, 2840 South Caraway Road in Jonesboro, Arkansas, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The theme is Diversity Works. Sponsored by the Black Business Association of Northeast Arkansas, the Jonesboro Regional Chamber of Commerce, KLEK 102.5 FM, Larry Alexander Allstate Insurance Agency, Office Max, and the Arkansas Sentinel newspaper. The expo will showcase businesses from all over Northeast Arkansas and is free to the public. Door prizes will be given away. Booth, vendor, and sponsorships are available. For more information, Reverend Larry Alexander at 870-935-7280.
The Black Business Association of Northeast Arkansas is a nonprofit organization.
Support for KLEK is made possible by the New St. John Missionary Baptist Church Men of Standards Ministry. The Men of Standards will have their annual Thanksgiving fundraiser to benefit multiple needy families for Christmas. The dinner will be on Saturday, November the 19th. Lunch and dinner plates with either pulled pork or chicken will be available. Plus, Boston Butts can be pre-ordered from any member of the Men of Standards Ministry. More details are available through Brother Paul Prunty at 870-919-4637.
KLEK is starting a new fundraiser which will allow listeners to donate to KLEK while buying groceries. KLEK is a part of the Kroger Community Rewards fundraising program. When shoppers visit a participating Kroger and scan his or her Kroger Plus Shoppers card, a portion of the savings goes back to KLEK to help keep it on the air. Details on how to sign up for the program are available at KrogerCommunityRewards.com and at KLEKFM.org. This is a KLEK fundraiser.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations. This is your host, Kalila Hart, with my special guest, Ms. Rachel Guerin and Sarah Harlow.
Yep, that's us.
I keep seeing something different in my head. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're going to get back into talking about all things March of Dimes and premature babies. Before the break, we were going to start talking about the prom fashion show.
Yes, ma'am.
So go ahead with that.
Okay,
Sarah.
great. So, like I was saying before, our Chain Reaction Youth Council, they're made up of high school students from across Northeast Arkansas. So we have students from schools here in Jonesboro, we have Bay, we have Pocahontas and Walnut Ridge. We have students from all across Northeast Arkansas who make up this council and volunteer their time. So they are fundraisers and they raise awareness about premature birth for us. And their number one fundraiser for the year is our annual prom fashion show. And it's coming up in February, so February 4th. So I know that sounds like a long time from now, but the process of recruiting models has already begun. So we had our first model interviews this past Sunday, and we've got our next model interviews coming up this Thursday, which you'll remember is World Prematurity Day. And that's going to be from 4:30 to 7:30 at the Valley View Junior High Library. So it's a great opportunity for young people to get involved with the March of Dimes. You also get to wear fabulous dresses and tuxes. And it's just a super fun event all the way around. The kids literally work on this event almost year round. So it's a great opportunity to get more involved with the March of Dimes and find out more about what we're doing here in the community.
That is wonderful. And I remember years ago seeing some pictures and remembering how it all got put together, and it was really awesome. So you all do a wonderful, wonderful job. And I know
it's all those kids.
Absolutely.
Those high
They're
school students do
wonderful.
all of that. They are amazing. We just help out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to make sure to definitely promote that as time gets near.
Fantastic.
I'm going to stay on top of all of this. I'm going to try. I'm going to have little reminders.
We'll help you.
Yes,
Alright.
absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, so the next one, chain reaction. You went into that a little bit, which the chain reaction ties into the prom.
Yes, absolutely. So our Chain Reaction Youth Council, like I said, is made up of students from across Northeast Arkansas, and they're actually the ones who put together Prom Fashion Show. So we have a specific committee within our Chain Reaction Youth Council who works on Prom Fashion Show. We have co-chairs who work together on it, and they do a fantastic job. They work directly with the formal stores. They schedule the practices.
Oh, wow.
They usually choreograph all the routines, and I mean it's quite a production that these kids are putting on. And every year it's at Brooklyn Auditorium because it's literally the second biggest auditorium in the area, next to, of course, the Convocation Center. So we're not quite that big, but we do fill up a 1,200 seat auditorium every year. So it's quite a production, and the kids do a fantastic job.
If they're wanting to get involved in Chain Reaction, when is our next round of interviews for those?
Typically, we do interviews around the March or April time, and then that way we have our new members in place by the end of the year. So the end of the school year, I should say.
So if you're going into high school, you want to get involved in March of Dimes, and you want to get involved on a bigger level, make sure that you contact, I think it's your school counselor, your FBLA advisor within your high school, and they will have information on how to get involved in Chain Reaction.
Absolutely.
Oh, I have a few girls in mind that I'm going to...
Good.
Yeah,
we'd love to have them.
I'm going to push. I'm not going to nudge. I'm going to push.
Do it. Do it. If they can walk in heels, then we want them.
Yes, ma'am. They think they're too hot. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what is the age range though for Chain Reaction?
Yes, so that's high school students. We typically want at least 9th or 10th graders. We will take juniors and seniors, but typically for Chain Reaction, it's a 2-year commitment. Okay. So we really want students who are willing to make a time commitment. And like I said, Prom Fashion Show alone takes up nearly an entire year to plan. So if you're just there for 1 year, you really don't get a good sense of the entire event itself. Okay. So we encourage freshmen and sophomores to apply to the council and interview. But then, on some special occasions, we can take some juniors and seniors as well.
And as long as you're a freshman, we can take you for Prom Fashion Show.
Yes. 9th
freshman
through 12th,
or above.
9th through 12th grades for Prom Fashion Show models.
Okay. Alrighty, so I definitely have some girls in mind for that.
Good.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's get back into March for Babies.
Yes.
Because this is one of your biggest events.
It is our biggest event.
It is.
Yes. Chef's Auction is the biggest event. So I want you to just tell us so much more about it and let the listeners and viewers know why this event, again, is so important to participate in and support.
Yes. Let me talk all about March for Babies. I could talk about March for Babies for days, but just a condensed version is it's basically a festival. Let's just call it that. I'll paint a picture.
Okay.
It's a festival. There are a lot of people that show up. They come in teams. So, for instance, we have a lot of local churches, organizations, sororities, fraternities, companies, you name it, and they will get together a fundraising team, say in January, okay? And they'll say, we're going to have a bake sale, we're going to sell t-shirts, we're going to make a fun team t-shirt, and we're all going to show up at March for Babies and support the families that have been impacted by preterm birth, birth defects, and infant loss. So basically, we'll all get together and we'll have what's called the March for Babies campaign that runs January through April, so through the event, where people are fundraising. The town turns purple. Almost everywhere you go, someone's asking you to support the March of Dimes, which is how we like it. The banks wear blue jeans for babies. They'll be wearing blue jeans on Fridays and have their little March of Dimes stickers. And all of that fundraising rolls up to March for Babies. So it's a day of celebration where all those teams come out in their company t-shirts, their church t-shirts that say, I love the March of Dimes, and they come out there and they walk. And they get to enjoy several different things like lunch, breakfast, snow cones. And the walk is easy. We're not going to make you run. It's not competitive. It's not a 5K. You're not wearing gym shorts and your best sneakers. You are simply wearing some comfy clothes. And you're going to come out and you're going to walk an easy route downtown Jonesboro, a beautiful walk, stroller friendly, kid friendly. We got a lot of mamas and babies, so we don't want to make y'all walk up hills and everything with those kids. So it's not anything competitive. And we're things with are the three things we want everyone to take away from this event. We're going to have different areas at the event that are catered to these things. So the Celebrate area is really where we're going to celebrate our NICU graduates, like Sarah was saying earlier, with some fun activities. We'll have a family kid fun zone, as we like to call it. We'll have a local sponsor come in and do a huge tent full of fun kids activities. And then we'll have a Remember area where we will have a butterfly garden to remember our babies that we've lost, and we'll have families that will be able to go there and have a quiet moment of remembrance and be able to really honor their preemie in that moment. And then the Hope area will be fun, where we'll have different items as well for everyone to get involved in. that really shows that the community wants to raise hope for all the families that may in the future be impacted by the March of Dimes, and then all the babies that are currently going to be in the NICU. So we'll have a lot of NICU graduates there. We'll see a lot of babies, and there's going to be a lot of children that are there that have been involved for a decade or more, since they were a preemie. And so it's just a great day to really rally around these families and come out and support and fundraise. And we're wanting to raise $150,000 this year.
Woo!
Yes, we're so excited. We know we can do it, but we need everyone's help to do that. So if you want to get involved, super easy. We have a beautiful website called marchforbabies.org.
Is it the number 4 or the word 4?
The word 4.
Okay.
Marchforbabies.org. If you go to marchforbabies.org on your computer or on your cell phone, you can type in the zip code for your area. So if you're not in Jonesboro, if you're in a different area, then you can actually type in your zip code and find the nearest event to you. But if you type in Jonesboro zip code, the Jonesboro event will come up. It'll give you the date, the time, where it's at, everything. And then you can create a team online. As soon as you create a team, you're going to start getting phone calls from me. I'm going to call you, and I'm going to tell you what to do next.
And so is there a minimum amount to join?
Nope.
Okay.
No. You can come, and join us just to join us.
Okay.
We encourage fundraising, but there's no sign-up fee, and it's not required. Okay. So the entire event is what we like to call free because it's there to honor the families.
Okay.
But we do encourage fundraising, and we encourage all of our teams to make a pretty hefty goal, depending on how many there are. If you can get a couple of you together and raise $100 from your friends or family, we will be happy.
Okay.
We will be so happy. So anything that you can do, even if it's a dime, we are the March of Dimes, we will take you in, get you a hot dog, and let you come out and celebrate with us.
Right.
Absolutely. And we do have some super fun incentives that go along with those fundraising levels like Rachel was talking about. So if you do set your goal at maybe $100, then there might be a t-shirt in your future. And then we have continuing levels higher up to all the way up to our Circle of Champions, which is $1,000. So there's lots of great fun incentives for this event, but then just knowing that you're helping families, that's the best incentive of all.
Okay.
So yeah, like Rachel was saying, marchforbabies.org is a wonderful resource. It's got lots of great tips and tools on there as well. You can share your personal fundraising page directly on your social media. So your Facebook, your Twitter, Instagram, all those sort of things, you can connect that directly, and it makes it super easy. And then of course, we've got other March for Babies events throughout our area. So Rachel is the executive director for Northeast and Central Arkansas. And of course, we've got events here in Jonesboro. We've got an event in North Central Arkansas in Batesville, and then we also have our Central Arkansas March for Babies, which is down in Little Rock. So wherever you're listening from, you can find a March for Babies near you.
Okay. And it's worth, even if you have to travel a little bit, it's worth the travel.
Yes.
The events, I haven't seen it in the past several years, but I know that it's worth it. I know that the love and joy the families feel is so worth all the hard work that goes into putting all this together, because they feel appreciated. They feel someone actually cares. Someone is listening. Someone is reaching out to try to help other families to hopefully not go through what I went through. But it starts with the community. So
yeah, and the joy that you get from, even if you haven't been directly impacted by prematurity, the joy that you get raising money for these families in their honor. We have company teams that raise $5,000-$10,000, and it doesn't take much. If you get several people and they give you a couple bucks a piece, all of a sudden you have $1,000. I mean, it really does. It happens that quickly. And online fundraising is an awesome tool as well, but it just feels good to give back. It really does, especially to an organization like the March of Dimes, because yes, while we rally around prematurity, our hands have been on every single baby born in the last 76 years. So if you don't have polio, you have been impacted by the March of Dimes.
Wow.
4 million babies have benefited from us. 4 million. So whenever your baby's born and they get the heel prick newborn screening, I'm sure that's March of Dimes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so there's a lot of the equipment that's used in the hospitals and in the NICU unit. March of Dimes. Yes, so we're everywhere. We're not just babies that were born too soon. Yes, that is our major push because it's the number one killer of newborns. But we have our hands on all the babies and birth defects. We even research things like autism.
Oh, wow.
That falls underneath our umbrella as well. Clubfoot, cleft palate, so any of the birth defects as well fall underneath our umbrella. So we have a lot of work to do, and we need everyone's help.
Well, let's talk about, I know we talked about all the fun, happy stuff. So let's kind of go into, okay, how big is a premature baby? Or what, just kind of give us a real view of.
Have you ever seen one of those tiny water bottles, like the short ones?
Yes. They're probably like 4 ounces or so.
Yes, 4 to 6 ounces. And you can hold it into the palm of your hand.
Yes.
That's about the size of a 1 pound preterm baby. A preemie that is about 29 weeks is usually, that has an asterisk beside it, is usually about a pound or less. So you're talking about a baby that can fit into the palm of your hand. A standard size paper clip is about the size of their foot.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. A baby that's born too soon, usually their footprints can fit with plenty of room around it on a standard size business card. So unless you have seen it in person in the neonatal intensive care unit, it's hard to really fathom that, especially if you've had a healthy 6, 7, 8, 9 pound baby.
Yeah.
And they're so little, and you look at their toes and their fingers and you're like, oh, they're so tiny. Think about if that baby was a pound or 2 pounds or even 3 pounds, how tiny that baby is. And they've made March of Dimes as well as other organizations. We've made so many advancements to where it's now possible for a baby to be born at 29 weeks to have a very healthy life and thrive and survive. It was not the case just a few years ago.
Absolutely.
So that's something that we can really be proud of. But these babies, a lot of times they have long-term effects of their prematurity. We're not done baking at 29 weeks. There's a reason the good Lord wants us to be in there for 40.
Yes.
So what happens is we have stuff like our eyesight, our heart, our lungs, things like that are not fully developed in these babies. They're tiny in the NICU, and they'll grow and they'll get bigger and they'll go home. But the long-term effects on the family are still astronomical. And then we also have babies that are $1 million babies. Usually they go home after just be higher than just a quick, delivery.
Yes.
But when your baby stays into the NICU for 100 days and needs all these therapies, just on an economic level, okay, if we're going to talk about how this affects us, on an economic level, we can have $1 million baby in the next couple of weeks just being in the NICU. So it affects us on so many levels, especially in Arkansas. Is it $26 million that?
Yes, $26.2 million every single year that is basically going down the drain because it's extra costs that are not necessarily needed because we're having to spend all this extra money taking care of babies that are born too early. They're just not ready to be here yet.
And just the effects on the family, not being able to take your baby home, that's hard. If you've had a child and you know what it's like to get to take them home after a couple of days and everyone's healthy and happy, we're so proud for you. We're excited. We're not trying to make you feel guilty.
Yes.
But when you are a parent that doesn't get to do that, whether it's you've lost your baby, which is absolutely, it's horrible, or you are in the NICU with your baby for several weeks. And, we have people that have to take off work, have to travel back and forth. There's a lot of money and time and energy, and you lose a lot of work time and a lot of different things. So this affects, it's detrimental to the baby, but this affects a lot of people on a lot of different levels.
Yes, ma'am. So I can't, just listening to you all is kind of sobering, because I was one of those parents that had a 9-pound baby. So I don't know what it's like to deliver early and have to wait to take your baby home. And some parents don't even get to hold their babies.
No, for
right
weeks.
After.
For weeks.
You see the videos. It's not the same. I can never feel fully what the parent feels being there just by watching a video of a parent seeing their baby in an incubator with their eyes taped down, or tubes everywhere and things of that nature. It has to be just totally disheartening to the parent. I mean, you spend all this time preparing, but now you have to wait again. So, okay, with that, we're gonna get ready for a quick break. Not trying to shed any tears here, but this is a very, very serious topic. So I hope that you're listening, paying attention, taking notes, and I hope that you are getting geared up to support March for Dimes, March for Babies, and everything in between. So we'll be right back. You listen to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. What you don't know about using a prepaid debit card can hurt you. An astounding 7 in 10 prepaid debit cards are not fully disclosing their fees to consumers, according to new research from creditcards.com. Payday lenders, Ace Cash Express, and Speedy Cash were the biggest offenders in terms of not disclosing fees. Knowing the details for a card's fee structure can make a big difference in terms of monthly expenses. For example, a user with Green Visa Gold making 20 purchases a month, 4 ATM withdrawals, and 4 cash reloads could pay as much as $37.75 in fees. But by knowing how fees are structured, the same user could cut the monthly cost to $5.95. The amount of the monthly service fee, and even that fee can be eliminated with direct deposit of a paycheck. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Support for KLEK is brought to you by
Tax Time is here at Car Today, the original buy here, pay here dealer. New Car Today General Manager Sean Corn.
With new inventory available daily, whatever you're looking for, we've got it.
Located on Stadium Boulevard just south of the 63 bypass, Tax Time is the time to drive at Car Today. Car Today.
Experience the joy with Bishop Adrian R. Rogers of Fullness of Joy Church, 3307 Ray Street, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72401.
From the KLEK Community Calendar, the North Point Church of Christ will be serving Thanksgiving meals at the church, 500 Pepper Drive in Jonesboro, on November 19th, 2016, from 11 o'clock a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. The public is invited. KLEK 102.5 FM wants to be active in the community. If you or your organization is hosting a community service event, we would like to know about it and be a part of it. KLEK will promote your event on air, online, and on social media. KLEK personalities may also attend the event and provide music and or entertainment. Certain restrictions and availability may apply. If you or your organization would like to partner with KLEK to make the Jonesboro community a better place, call 870-277-1080 or email us at klek@klekfm.org. In order for a community announcement or church announcement to be aired on KLEK 102.5 FM, we ask that the announcement be sent at minimum 1 week in advance. Thank you for supporting KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host today, Kabila Harden, with my special guest, Miss Rachel Guerin and Miss Sarah Harlow. Yay!
Yes, ma'am. Yay! Got it.
It only took me 100 times. Okay, so we have been talking about the March of Dimes organization, which is a nonprofit agency right here in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and the big events they have that help to support March of Dimes. These events help to raise funds to help fund research and education concerning premature births. And they've been giving us some wonderful statistics, and some of them are a little bit sobering, but they're necessary to know these things so that we as a community can rally around other families that are either pregnant now or considering getting pregnant, and letting them know how they can potentially avoid having premature birth. And then for those who have already experienced it, we can still rally around those families to show them love and support, so they know they're not alone. Okay, so we just want to take this last few moments to wrap up some things that we've talked about, and also give the listeners and viewers ways to get in touch with you, go over your website again, phone numbers, and any other information you would like to share.
Yeah, so if you ever need to know what March of Dimes does, I'm going to give you an acronym. CARES. So C is for community. Our programs help moms to be in the U.S. have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. A is for advocacy. We advocate for legislation, services, and programs that help moms in the U.S. get care and services to improve their health and the health of their babies. R is for research, like we've been talking about. We research the serious problems that threaten our babies and work on treating and preventing them. E is for education, from preconception health classes for families-to-be to continuing education for nurses. The March of Dimes provides resources to improve maternal and child health. And then finally, S for support. Through our online community and hospitals in the U.S., we offer comfort and information to families with a newborn in the intensive care unit. And then we also help with losses as well. So just remember, 4 million babies have benefited from us. You can reach us at our Facebook page is a fantastic way to get a hold of us, March of Dimes Arkansas. You can also give us a call directly. You can call me. My name is Rachel Guerin, Executive Director, at 870-316-7481. That's 870-316-7481. Or you can give Sarah a call as well.
Absolutely. You can give me a call. I'm Sarah Harlow. I am the development specialist, so I work with a lot of the smaller communities and also the youth programs like our Chain Reaction Youth Council that we were talking about earlier. And my number is 870-316-7481. So that's 870-316-7481.
And just remember, if you want to get involved in March for Babies, you can go to marchforbabies.org and start a team there and gain more information. That event date is April the 29th. We have Prom Fashion Show coming up in February.
Yep, February 4th.
World Prematurity Day is Thursday. Wear your purple for preemies and push that out on Facebook. And if you want to get more involved, you can always give us a call. We'd love to have you as a volunteer, sponsor, supporter, donor, whatever you want to get involved as.
All right, and don't forget tonight at 6 p.m.?
Yes.
Tonight at 6 p.m. at St. Bernard's Stroud Hall. It is the Baby State, and Miss Rachel and Sarah will be there tonight. They'll have some purple swag for you.
We will. Yes, ma'am.
And Baby State is another way to learn about how to care for your baby, learn about pregnancy, learn about all things baby.
Mm-hmm.
So please consider going out to that tonight. Okay, another announcement that I want to throw out there, and I did get a representative to come and talk about this, is Feel the Food Bank, which is November 17th. It is all day, 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Kroger, at the Kroger Park.
Oh, is that Thursday?
Yes.
Oh, wow. We'll have to take some food out there.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so this is one way to help your community as well. Anyone who listens to the show knows I am all about community service, and I am going to do better at getting more involved, and so I will be reaching out to you ladies.
Yes! Yay!
I used to volunteer through another agency I worked for, and I really enjoyed it. So, 2017, I'm gonna keep myself busy.
I'm fist pumping.
So hopefully I don't bite off more than I can chew, but I'm gonna still give my best effort any way that I can. So, we still have like 2 minutes. Are there any more announcements? I'm sorry.
Tom?
Just remember that this Thursday is World Prematurity Day, so wear your purple, get out there and educate someone. So like Miss Rachel said, CARES, that's our acronym, and the E in there stands for education. So whether it's one of our programs that we're doing like at Baby State and we're educating folks, or whether it's just someone in the community going out and telling their friends about premature birth, education is one of the big parts of March a Dime. So get out there, educate someone, and spread the knowledge.
All right.
Well, and I love how your motto is educating, entertaining, and empowering the community.
Absolutely.
We definitely fall in line with that. We like to educate and empower women to have healthy babies and healthy pregnancies. And we like to entertain with our awesome events. So we kind of have the same motto as you guys do.
All right. Well, thank you all. I can't thank you all enough for joining us, and hopefully we can get you back on soon. Maybe you can give us some more updates on other programs. Maybe you could just be a regular guest to help educate the community on premature birth.
Absolutely.
We've had a blast today. Thanks so much for having us.
We love it.
Thank you. So maybe Kelly K, we may not have we don't have enough people to put a team together. We definitely want to come out and support you all.
We need to get y'all out there.
Okay, maybe the general manager can do some music or something. All right, so you have been listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. This video will be posted on Facebook and YouTube, so if you missed anything, you can always go back and watch us. Tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 a.m., right here on 102.5 FM, or you can download the mobile app for Apple and Android devices. So stay tuned tomorrow. We have an extended show tomorrow. We have 2 guests. One, she will be talking about grant writing for nonprofits, and another guest will be representing the Winter Wonderland. So stay tuned tomorrow. We have another exciting show. So thank you for tuning in. This is KLEK 102.5 FM. Have a very blessed day.